Hello, my name is Oscar, and this is day 5 of doing Kattis until I am the best programmer in the world. It's been a little while. I have been stuck on this problem for the last 3 days, or probably more like 5 days. It's because I've suddenly needed to use pointers and memory allocation, and I had never used that before. So it took me a little while to understand, and also I had like a bunch of tasks for school, and I've also been solving like a couple problems here and there. It is the 5th episode of this journey, and it's not like I don't have the 4th episode posted. That's because I deleted it after figuring that it was just too embarrassing to post an episode where I pretty much used over an hour just trying to figure out why I can run the program on VS Code. And then it turned out it was my anti-cheats that like blocked everything, and it was like really annoying. Gonna be focusing on this problem and hopefully solve it today. It is, extremely hard. I don't know why it's so hard for me, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna solve it. But anyway, I'm doing this for myself to document my journey. It's not really for people to watch. I'm trying to explain as much as possible because of the fact that I think it's the best way to improve and really, get a good understanding of what I know and what I don't know. So, quick recap. This problem first gets an input for how many sentences I need to input later on, and then each of those sentences that I input will then need to be outputted in the correct way. For example, if the sentence is this sentence right here, it's need to be outputted with only the first letter in uppercase and the rest in lowercase. And again, the first input will be how many sentences is inputted. I made this program right here. It's kind of annoying that it's so like hard to see, but basically this is where you input the amount of sentences, and then I made like a pointer to a list of pointers, and this is what like made it so difficult to me to solve this on episode 3 and episode 4, because I didn't even know what a pointer was. But apparently I think I need to use an array of pointers that each point to a sentence, right? Because just a normal pointer or like a character pointer would point to one array of characters, but what I need is multiple array of characters, right? Because I need every array to be its own sentence, and to do that I made like I had to do this like double pointer here, where I allocate first space for each character pointer in the array, and then I go to each and every one of those pointer arrays and allocate space for that for all those individual pointer arrays, right? Or just strings basically. And according to the problem here, each of those strings needs to have 300 characters as a maximum, so that means I need to allocate 300 bytes, right? Because one character is 1 byte. And that's basically what I've just been doing here. Very new to malloc, very new to using this kind of way to allocate, and I'm pretty sure when you allocate like this, it's on the heap. That's also something I've been learning about. Like you have the stack where local variables and function calls is saved, and then when the function is done or it's been returned, it like deletes it from the stack, and then the heap, I'm pretty sure, is just where all like memory that is allocated after compile time is stored. So I think that's what's being used when we're using the malloc function. But yeah, I'm also using Visual Studio Code here to test the code, and we can see here that when I am pressing 4 then I say like boom, 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 4 sentences, it adds them all together. So that's kind of like the current status of this code. It first just allocates for every sentence, and then it prints out each sentence from this pointer to a pointer. I don't really know how I should, reference this, but basically it prints out the string that is in the current index, right? So for the first iteration, it's the first string, right? And it prints out that string, and then after it prints it out, it frees that up and then goes to the next string, and then it prints that out and then it frees it up and then goes next, right? So I probably didn't have my hands in the camera there, but yeah, it's for myself, so I don't really care. Also, I need to free up the actual like the actual pointer here as well. So this like frees up each character pointer inside the array, and then afterwards I need to free up the whole array of those pointers, right? So that's what this line here does. So that's pretty much where we are at the moment. As we can see, we need to do a lot more. First, we need to figure out if a character in a string is upper or lowercase, if it's the first letter, or if it's any of the other ones, and then we need to change the value of that letter. And I think this will still be the same. I think the way we do this is that we first just store each string, and then we change the string afterwards. So I'm probably gonna have like another for loop here. Actually, I think we're gonna do the checks in the same iteration here, right? And then it will just be more compact. So I think this will just be a if statements. So if sentence I just realized something, because sentence I will be the whole string, but I have to check each character in that string. And if I remember, I'm pretty sure you have like 2 different indexes here, one for which pointer, like which string, right? And then one for the character inside of the string. So I think I need to do another for loop here inside of the first for loop. Oops. And this will be less than the size of the sentence of I think that works, right? I think that's allowed to do. Oops. I think this is all allowed, right? And then also I need to use J here, not I. This needs to be I though. Hopefully this makes sense. And then there will be an if statement here, right? And yeah, and then that goes away. So basically, just to clarify, we first iterate through the upper array of pointers. And for one of those strings or arrays, you go to the first character and iterate through every character. And that's why we use the size of sentence I here, because the length of the iterations, like the amount of iterations, is the amount of characters inside of the sentence that we are currently on, right? I think that makes sense. And then it checks if the first, so if the first one is, you need to check if it's the first one, right? So how do we do that? Can we just do like sentence I and then 0? Is that allowed? So if the one we're currently on is the same as the first indexed character in that string, then this happens, right? I think that's allowed to do. And so if that's the case, then and then we also need to check if it's upper or lowercase. But I think it doesn't matter because I think we've just set to upper, and then if it's upper, it won't do anything. So to upper sentence J, right? I think that's allowed. And then else it will just send to lower, right? To lower. J like that. And I think that should work. So it just sends the first index to uppercase and the rest of the indexes to lowercase, right? Is there any more checks I need to do? So this will go through the array, and then this for loop will go to the next string array, and then it will iterate through that array. I think that's probably it. I hope this works right here. I hope this works. I think it should work. So after that, then this for loop will go through each sentence and print it out, right? So I'm not sure. Maybe this actually works first try. Let's try this. Okay, so we need this library here. Yeah, so this, I forgot we need another library here. And I also don't think we need this string one here. Where the fuck is that? Include, oops, include ctype.th. Let's try it now. We use 3, my, Oscar, S. My Oscar. Oh, it did not work at all. But why does it not work? That's a problem. I don't know why it doesn't work. I've never used the debugger in Visual Studio Code. However, I have used the debugger in CLine. So I'm wondering if there's any way I can like debug here. I'll try that later, but first I'll just see if there's anything obvious here. Also, I need to print the amounts. So let's just see exactly. So, oh no, you actually don't print the amount. You just print the sentences. Okay, my bad. So we don't need to print the amounts, but we need to print a new line character like that, right? Let's just see if that works first. My name is, so it just prints out the exact same as inputted. So this you know, sorting system or whatever you will call it, like fixing system doesn't actually work, but I wonder why. So I'm going to try to debug. I've never debugged it before, so hopefully this is pretty straightforward. Oh, CMake. It's just CMake, right? Got this problem. Okay, so I don't know how to do that here, I guess. Yeah, because in C-line, I just click like one button and then I like make a breakpoint here and then it's done. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. Unfortunately, I have to do that. So I think we have to figure this out without debugging. So let's make a check here. Let's try to make a printf here that is the sentence, and this will be a C. Oops. This will be the character of sentence I and J. And let's just see if this gets printed out. Because if this doesn't print it out, this check here doesn't work, right? Because first, like after we write 3, and then now, if I do Oscar or Oscar like this, when I press enter, this should detect that it's the first one. And then it should make the first letter uppercase, right? And then it should print that uppercase. And it did. But it did not print it uppercase. So this function doesn't work, I guess? Because it did register it's the first letter, right? So if I do... Yeah, it does register, but it doesn't like... It doesn't... The to upper doesn't work. So I'm going to search to upper function in C. It seems like there's stuff. Char, upper char. Okay. Use to upper function to convert character uppercase, store the result in variable directly. There's char lowercase a, char uppercase 2 upper. So I need to store the outputs. That's the problem here. I think I'm like doing the function, but I'm not storing it. So I think that's the problem here. So I need to do sentence I J equals to upper sentence IJ, right? Now I think it should work. So let's do again 3 Oscar. It does work. Okay, so now if I do the same here, and we try to run this. Oh shit, I forgot. I needed to input the amount of sentences first. 3 and then this. It did not work for every single letter, unfortunately. But it worked. Oh, it's not working for everything. I wonder why. Like it worked for like half the letters for some reason. Like in this last one, for some reason, this P here is still uppercase. I don't know why. So it looks like there's something happening after a... Is this wrong here? Size of sentence I? Size of I, won't that return the amount of characters in an array? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So it's 8 bytes. So I think what's happening here is that the size of is actually taking the size of the pointer, and not the size of the, or the size of all the characters at that location. And so it only iterates 8 times, and then after that it just skips this whole lock, and the last characters will just be stored here. And the reason for those weird things in the second and third one is probably because some of those were still in the buffer, and when you try to, I don't know, maybe it's something that I don't actually know. First of all, let's do some checks here. So if I do this and then I do this, I forgot we need to do the fucking, my bad, oops. Let's do 1 and then ooh. So the first one is upper, and then okay, so it's actually not that, because this one is for some reason. Oh, I see something now. So this here, there's 2 problems. The first problem is the this size here, and the second problem is this one. If there's a letter anywhere along the line that is equal to the first letter of the sentence, right? Which, for example, is this one right here. It uppers it, so that's a problem. So we need to change this one to how do we check that then? How do we check if it's the first letter in a... I don't know how to check if char the first in an C. Okay, so I think it's just I create a variable first. So first letter, so char first letter equals to sentence I, sentence J, right? But again, that will just make the same problem. I I can't have a target letter. I need to have a target number. Oh, because you just... Oh, okay. So you can actually... My bad. So... char... first char equals to... sentence I... J... And then in this if statement, we do... first... Or do sentence... 0. There we go. So now, hopefully the first problem is solved. So if I do... Oh. Yes, it's solved. But here... Yeah, so... Yeah, it's the same thing. It only counts the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. And then after 8, it's just the same as it's inputted, right? How do I solve? So I think there's something here I need to change, because this one... Maybe I need to do J here. No, because that will be the size of a character. How to check the amount of chars in a string in C. String length. Oh, I can just use string length. I forgot about that. Instead of using it, I can just string len. Then I'll do this, right? I think that should work. Here. Oh. I forgot the string library because I removed it earlier. Wait, what? Oh. Okay, it does not work at all. What the hell is happening? Oh, maybe now? I think it actually works. I'm not even trolling. I think it works. So let's do 5, and then we do Oscar is blah blah blah. Now we do blah, 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 blah. Oh, we still have the same issue here. I wonder why. Is this if statement doesn't work or what? Why are the O's still... Yeah, there's something wrong with the check here for some reason. Why doesn't this just check the first one? Because it checks it for every single one for some reason. Oh, wait. This is just... Wait, how is this even... This should be completely wrong. I just realized. This checks something that's true every single iteration. The first letter is always... Oh my god. Why? Why? So I actually still don't know how to check if a char is the first in a string. So this is the one that we tried. But doesn't really work for what we are trying to do. It's confusing. Yeah, this is confusing. This is it. I need to compare a char pointer string letter by letter with another string in the loop, but I can't get access to the first index. Basically, it's a function I get a secret word of overflowing. Yeah. Yeah, this is a bit confusing for me. Not gonna lie. I don't see a way of like going or getting around this. Because here it doesn't check if it's the first, it checks if the current letter is the same size as the first letter, or the same letter as the first letter. That's not correct. Like, I don't know, like, how to make an if statement where it checks whether it's the first char of a string. Let's see. Wait, the first char was in simply access element of Phoenix 0. Alright. But I can't do this though. Oh, it's so specific that I don't know how to even search it up. Like, how do I search this up? I don't know how to search this up. That's the problem. Not comparing to a letter. To change the character first without comparing it to a specific letter, you can direct access the first element of the string array to use the isPrint function from C type to the. It's a printable character. A special character string. IsPrint my string 0. I think I need to use a chatbot here, like on my actual example, because I don't know how to search this up. Like, how do I search this up here? Yeah, I think I need to do that. Let me check with ChatGPT here. How would I check if it's the first letter in the code? I also need to have this with, I think. But now every char in this string is set to uppercase if it's the same letter as the first char. I want to only operate if it's the first char in this string. Just check the index J, not the character value. Oh, bro, that's so easy. There's no way. I can literally just. I'm so stupid. Just do this. Oh, yeah, that's crazy that I didn't understand that. Let's try this again now. So 2, and then Oscar. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Okay, so I think this is actually correct code. I think I'm gonna try this. Oops. I think I'm gonna try this code and I'm gonna see if it gets compiled. Where the fuck is it? Here it is. Oops. Let's try to let's do a return 0 at the end there. But I don't know why I didn't have that here. Wrong answer, really? I wonder what's wrong here. Wait, it doesn't show me? Input your output forward to. Oh, I haven't included space. Fuck. How do I include space? I think I need to use fgets then, if I remember correctly. I think the scanf doesn't like make it possible to use the space, so I think I need to use the fgets. So I think here gets. How does the fgets work? It's char pointer max count. Do I remember how to use this again? Fgets. So this will be the sentence I, right? And max count would be 300. Wait, how do I use fgets again? I don't remember. Buff. So the buff is the string. N is the wait, what? N equals 10? And this is the input. Okay. So this will be the amount of characters. So I was correct here. And then this is this. Oh my god. Fucking 60% keyboard are so ass, bro. Is this correct? To the in. I wonder if this is correct. Let's try to run this. It did work. So let's try now with 1 and then yeah, it did not work. How oh my god, how to include space in string input in C. Fget string size of string. This is basically the same as what I wrote, right? Because the size is 300. But I guess it's more professional looking. Wait, what? This is literally what I did. Fgets to include spaces in C. includes a new line character in the buffer if it's a counter. You might need to remove this new line character if it's not desired. To find a replaceable in null terminator. Fget stops reading when it encounters a new line character. Displays by number of characters -1 for null terminator. Okay, so I think I used it correctly, but I don't know why it doesn't work. Like, what does not work in my code? Oh shit, I forgot to remove this. Okay, so that's probably why then. Wait, what? Wait, what? This doesn't work? Why does this not work? Oh, why does this not fucking work, man? So after this kind of runs, for some reason, this line here isn't red. Is there anything I've done wrong? Yeah, I don't know why this is wrong. Oh, it's this thing again, right? Should be string length, I think. No? I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to ask chat for this one as well. Um, okay, so it said that the scanf leaves a new line in the buffer, right? Which does make sense. So I need to figure out how to remove new line in buffer in C. Especially when dealing with input from function fgs, use this C after scanf. We get char to consume characters from the input buffer until new line or end of file is encountered. Scanf num while get char is not equal to n and get char is not end of file. How does this while? Why is there not a bracket on this while loop? Am I stupid? Oh, I forgot you can do this trick. Is that possible here though? I don't think that's possible here because I'm using the other one, right? Spell uses scan itself to discard new line. Reads and discards all characters until new line is found. It's when it's first new line occurs. So I can just add this, and this means everything except for the new line. I'm pretty sure this means, right? Reads and discard all characters until new line, and reads discards the new line character itself. I'm kind of confused here, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. So ChatGPT says I can just use get char, literally. Because I think the way we do this is I just use get char here. So I don't know how does the get char function. It's used to read a single character from the standard input stream, which typically is the keyword is defined as get char. Okay, get char is called attempts to retrieve a character from the input. Okay. So it just picks up a character in the buffer, and in this case, we just use that to delete the new line. And then here, I think it should. I think for simplicity, I just remove this and say 300, because string length. I'm pretty sure string length won't work, and I'm pretty sure size of won't work either, because it will just find the size of the pointer, and the string length will find the length of the string, but we haven't inputted, like we input it in the same line, so I don't know if that will work. So I think this is the safest way, and then we just try to run it here. One, and then Oscar, and it does work indeed. Now let's see if we need to use another get char if we use 2, right? Because here, yeah, so this does not work. This does not work. Why is there huge space here? What the fuck? I mean, we can try to just send it, and maybe this doesn't really matter because these lines are correct, right? There's just this space here for some reason that I don't know why is there. But I'm pretty sure like maybe it will still go through. So let's check the let's check here. And let's try to submit this. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. Okay, so it did work. Wow. That's really cool. Oh my god, I can't believe I did this actually. Like, I needed a little bit of help just for like the new line thingy. But for the actual code itself, I mean, this was really, really complicated for my skill level, in my opinion. You know, I'm really really new to pointers and stuff, and using like double pointers. Like, I don't even know what this is called. Like, what's this actually called? Like, what's the term for this? In C name. No, like two asterisks in C name. Before a variable name is declared and saved by pointer to a pointer. Yeah, so just a pointer to a pointer, I guess. So it's like my first time dealing with pointers, and then I had to like deal with double pointers, which was like another abstraction on top of the abstraction on top of, like, you know, what I already knew. So this was a really, really cool and very annoying task, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna end it here though, because feeling pretty tired, honestly. I've been working a lot and I need to finish this assignment I have for school as well. But yeah, pointers are confusing, dude, but I think it's pretty easy, like, just after using it a couple times. I already feel like I have a pretty good understanding of this code right here. And you know, as I explained in the start of this like earlier today, I felt like I could explain it pretty decently, and I feel like I have a very good like visual understanding of this. But yeah, it's just about like when to use this syntax. What happens if I put like a pointer in front of it here? Like, what happens if I put a pointer here? What happens if I don't put anything there? It's like stuff like that, which is a bit confusing. But I think I have like a decent understanding for now, and it'll just, you know, get better as we move on. So yeah, I think that's it.